The hour has come for the College of New Jersey commencement ceremony to begin. As the College of New Jersey Wind Ensemble fills Lion Stadium with music celebrating our graduates, including the familiar strains of Pomp and Circumstance, I ask that you combine the joy and fulfillment of the occasion with your attention, respect, and the dignity befitting commencement here at the college. And now, please welcome the 16th President of the College of New Jersey, Catherine Foster.
Thank you. I now call to order the academic commencement ceremony for the College of New Jersey School of Engineering, Class of 2020. Welcome, and may I say welcome back. Let me begin by introducing honored participants who will not otherwise be introduced during the ceremony. I ask each group to stand if they are able and remain standing until we have recognized the group. First, it is my great pleasure to recognize members of the College of New Jersey Board of Trustees, the President's Cabinet, and members of three important advisory boards of the college, the TCNJ Foundation, the TCNJ Alumni Association, and the Trenton State College Corporation. As trusted advisors for the college, as sources of moral and material support, and as sage guides for our work, you give back as friends, alumni, and champions. Thank you for being exceptional partners to this college and for your attendance today. Please join me in applauding their fine work. Please be seated. I now ask members of the TCNJ School of Engineering faculty to please rise. Graduation cannot happen without these indispensable members of our community. As dedicated, talented, creative, and award-winning teachers, advisors, mentors, and scholars, you have given immensely to prepare our graduates for this day, to ready them for their next chapter, and to generate their fond memories of TCNJ. Please, students especially, join me in extending our deepest thanks and appreciation to the School of Engineering faculty. Please be seated. With the members of our talented and dedicated TCNJ staff, including the staff within the School of Engineering, and I should say many of whom at this moment are working this event, please rise. You have nurtured our graduates from before they enrolled as students and throughout their time on our campus. Graduates, please join me in extending our fondest thanks and gratitude to our dedicated TCNJ staff. Please be seated. Finally, the graduates we celebrate today are the most recent to join a proud heritage of alumni, many of whom are here today to celebrate a child, grandchild, relative, or friend. If you are an alum of the Trenton State Teachers College, Trenton State College, or the College of New Jersey, would you please stand to receive our recognition? Welcome back to campus on this happy occasion. We're thrilled to have you here to join our celebration. Please be seated. Class of 2020. Last May, we gathered together virtually from our homes across New Jersey and beyond to celebrate the extraordinary achievements of the Class of 2020. We took advantage of that opportunity to confer your degrees and to celebrate your status as graduates. But we realize that nothing takes the place of a return to campus to see classmates again and to hear your name called as you walk across the stage in your academic regalia. I am thrilled that we are able to provide that opportunity today and that you were able to take advantage of it. Class of 2020, you will forever be associated with a remarkable year in the life of our college, nation, and world. Together, we have weathered or are weathering a global pandemic, economic recession, and more instances than we can count of racial, social, and political injustice. But what is most striking about your response is that you did not simply stand by to witness such history, but you drew from your TCNJ education and personal fortitude to shape that history. In your new locations, places of employment, graduate schools, volunteer pursuits, and other civic contributions, you brought intelligence and commitment to local and global affairs. You reflected deeply, you asked hard questions, and you acted on your beliefs. In short, you maintained the excellence, resilience, and integrity that you showed over your years of leadership and engagement at TCNJ. We salute you again, once again, class of 2020, and we offer congratulations and thanks from your proud and grateful alma mater. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to turn today's program over to your dean, Dr. Steve O'Brien, Interim Dean of the School of Engineering.
Thank you, President Foster. So first and foremost, I fully recognize that I'm the only person standing between you and our student speaker, very popular student on campus, was Malcolm Bryson. So with that in mind, I'll try to make my comments relatively brief. So by the way, Malcolm, I might have forgotten to mention that we're actually here today to roast you. Is that okay? That is a joke. So welcome. It's absolutely awesome to have you here today at TCNJ. Often when I give speeches like this, I oftentimes find myself trying to think of those few words that keep on rattling around in my brain that summarize my thoughts and feelings for the day. And for me, there were three words. The first word just had to be emotions. What a year. What a year for you. What a year for TCNJ. What a year for the School of Engineering, the state, the country, and the world. Social activism and the COVID-19 pandemic have certainly dominated our landscape. How many graduation events mention both social activism and a worldwide pandemic and have lived it so experientially? And yet, after this very unique and challenging year, here we are today at this commencement celebration. This event is the first large gathering I've been to for well over a year, and that same may be true for you as well. And for those that know me, I'm a very sociable person, and you can imagine this also is a very emotional event for me as well, gathering with so many people. Boy, did I miss social interaction, human interaction over the last year. And I guarantee that the faculty, staff, and current students were the same. I believe this emotion has been particularly deeply felt within the TCNJ community since we thrive on connections. Things like small class sizes, hands-on projects and problem solving, close bonds between faculty and students. By the way, that word connections is my third word. So yes, emotions are running very high for me today, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. The second and third words are transitions and connections. These two concepts, I think, are inextricably linked. I believe transitions are a very important part of the human condition. Within an educational context, one can think of the following transitions: elementary school to middle school to high school to college, college to career. Stop and think about the elementary to middle school transition. There are all these, when you made that transition to middle school, there are all these other students from other elementary schools and all these new other teachers. And gosh, now we had to go to a different classroom for a different subject with different teachers for each class. How did we ever get through that transition? Transitions in life also come to mind: single to married, or non-parent to parent, or grandparent. By the way, I'm expecting my first grandchild in the next few days. I'm looking forward to that transition. If you think back to all these transitions, they're all super impactful, and by the way, quite emotional. My first word. These transitions, all of them are deeply associated with expanding or deepening one's connections. Think back for a minute to some of those transitions I just mentioned. Connections and transitions are inseparable, I think due to human need to be social and have community. In my opinion, transitions and connections are especially important for teachers and engineers. Teachers and engineers and professors that are in this audience today. Stop and think a minute about all the both personal and academic transitions and connections you've made in your time at TC&J. There were many, and they were fundamental to who you are as a person today and fundamental to where TC&J is as an institution. I'm almost ready, Malcolm. You warming up your vocal cords? Okay, so I'm closing now. This brings us back to today, this occasion, this event. Here you all are. You transitioned last year at the conclusion of your TC&J experience. But I think due to the importance of connections, we're all gathered here again today at TC&J for this emotional event. We, the collective we, have made valuable transitions and connections together. Connections, by the way, that I hope last a very, very long time. Thank you. So now on to introducing Malcolm Bryson. Malcolm was a 2020 graduate from the school's civil engineering program. I first met Malcolm last year, of course, over Zoom, when he was giving his commencement speech, not at commencement, but at our spring awards ceremony. Halfway through the speech, because I could not wait, I emailed the dean's office and said, I need a copy of his speech. Malcolm really impressed me then. And talking to him several times about his preparations for his speech today, I'm even more impressed with Malcolm. Malcolm is a natural leader, and he just gets it. I present you Malcolm Bryson.
Good morning, faculty, family, friends, and of course, the class of 2020. This ceremony is 338 days past due. But we are finally here in person, getting the opportunity to celebrate our achievement for a second time. It's an amazing feeling to stand up here and look out and see all of you in person for the first time in over a year. I would like to take some time to thank the College of New Jersey for not forgetting about the class of 2020. They promised us an opportunity to come back to campus and hear our names called and cross this very stage. So thank you, President Foster, and all involved for bringing us back here to enjoy this celebration. During our award ceremony that was held virtually, I gave a speech about what the pandemic had taught me. I hoped that we'd seen the worst of it, and I had learned all the lessons that COVID had to give. To the world's dismay, the virus and its impact were just getting started. COVID-19 has changed the way we communicate with one another. Face-to-face interactions like this one are very scarce. And when they do happen, they're behind either plexiglass or face masks. I feel that we've been bombarded with COVID and how it has impacted our lives for over a year now. Today, I would like to take a few minutes to forget about the virus and speak about the opportunity that stands in front of us right now. As you look around at your fellow graduates, and when you look in the mirror, you are looking at an integral part of the future. As I stand on this stage, I know I'm looking at a group of problem-solving, determined world changers. We may not all see it right now or even feel it, but I want to discuss a few things that I believe each of us can do to better ourselves, thereby bettering the world. My key points are as follows. First, we're going to have to pay attention to the little things. Second, we may have to take a few risks. And finally, we will definitely have to rise above the doubters. I learned the importance of paying attention to every detail, no matter how big or small, during my past year working in industry. As a transportation design engineer, I helped develop plans that will be used to construct infrastructure that millions of people will use. Within these plan sets, there's an important piece of information known as a block wiring diagram. Its true value may not show up right away. On paper, it looks like a bunch of lines, letters, and shapes. Its true value, however, is revealed once that intersection is complete and is a part of a separate project. The only way to know how those signals are wired is by using that block wiring diagram. So what physically may look like an abstract piece of art is an intricate part of the larger picture. Getting the small things right is a critical component to making the world a better place. During my first speech, I shared with you that I enlisted in the New Jersey National Guard after I graduated from high school. Looking back now, almost 8 years later, I have no regrets. But if I'm going to be honest, when I signed that contract, I was worried if I had made the proper decision. I was afraid. Afraid that I may fail. Afraid that I was going to get left behind. Mostly, I was afraid of the unknown. If I let fear dictate my decision back then, I would not be standing on this stage in front of you today. I probably wouldn't have met the woman of my dreams. If I didn't sign the contract on September 11th, 2013, I would have regretted that for the rest of my life. Each of my days would have been haunted by the question of what could have been if I had only taken a chance. Change cannot come by sticking to what is safe. Change has to come by taking a leap of faith. So if we want to continue changing the world, we will have to take some risks. In general, people don't like change. It can make them feel sort of uncomfortable. There will be those that believe the world is fine just the way it is. We may even doubt the impact of our own actions. No matter what is urging us to stop moving forward, we cannot fall victim to the pressure to conform. This is a vital component of the world-changing equation. Whether the issue is social, economical, or environmental, if we hope to solve it, we will need to block out the naysayers, ignore the internal doubt, and stay the course. Change will not happen overnight. The impact that we have on this world may not manifest itself during our lifetimes. However, if history is any indication, change is inevitable. I ask that we all remember that this process will not be easy, and it most definitely will not be quick. There will be days when we may forget this or just not feeling it, and that is to be expected. We are humans after all. And we're definitely not perfect. But I'm here today to tell you that our goal should not be perfection. We should strive for progression. In closing, I'd like to share a quote from the 13th century Islamic poet Rumi. Yesterday, I was clever, so I tried to change the world. But today, I am wise, so I started changing myself. As long as we are bettering ourselves each day by valuing the little things, taking a few risks, and rising above our doubters, we can. Actually, I know the College of New Jersey School of Engineering class of 2020 will change the world. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Malcolm. Whoops, put this in. We good? Yep. As new alums to the College of New Jersey, it is fitting that we invite Alumni Association President Peter Simons to address the class.
On behalf of the Alumni Association and the 89,000 alumni I represent, I am thrilled to stand before you again to congratulate the class of 2020 and welcome you to membership in the College of New Jersey Alumni Association. Since last May, I hope you've been taking advantage of our engagement activities and programming. We strive to keep you connected to the college and each other while providing networking activities and professional development opportunities. I encourage you to reach out and get involved in your alumni association and to share ideas for future programming. When the Alumni Association learned that the college would have this opportunity to welcome you back to the campus and hear your name called to walk across the stage, we were thrilled. We also wanted to provide you with a gift to memorialize this moment. We have worked with the 2020 class officers to present you with a TCNJ picture frame, which you will pick up from the table in the center of the stage you walk across. In addition, on behalf of the 2020 class officers, I am pleased to announce that all graduates will receive a complimentary digital download of their photo taken by our professional photographer. We hope these gifts will serve to remind you of this moment for many years to come. Again, congratulations to all of you, and I look forward to hearing about all of your future successes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Simons. I know the class of 2020 will join you and serve proudly as active members of our community and support the great work of the association. At this time, it's my pleasure. I'm pleased to introduce a special slideshow presentation for the School of Engineering's 2020 graduating class. The music for this presentation is The Road Home by Stephen Paulus, sung by the TCNJ Chorale and the class of 2020 graduate Rachel Elise Watson. It is now my pleasure to ask Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Jeffrey Osborne, to address our graduates.
Thank you, Dean O'Brien. Last May, as part of our virtual commencement ceremony, we conferred your degrees. And for baccalaureate candidates, we asked you to move your tassel from the right to the left as a symbolic gesture of this conferral. Following the virtual ceremony, you were mailed your actual diploma and the cover. The final moment remaining for each of you is to hear your name called as you walk across this stage to celebrate your hard work and accomplishments. We are so happy to provide you and your family with the opportunity for this special recognition today. Before I turn you back to your dean for the roll call of graduate names, please know that I wish you much success and urge you to stay in touch with your alma mater. We would like to celebrate the wonderful things that are in your future along with you as you move forward through your careers. Thank you very much, and congratulations again.
Thank you, Provost Osborne. Before we begin the graduate roll call, I have the following instructions for our graduates. Once I ask you to rise, you will follow your field marshal to the stage. When you hear your name called and step onto the stage, you are welcome to remove your face covering if you choose while you walk across. Please pick up the gift from the table in the center of the stage and walk to the designated spot at the end of the ramp. The photographer will take your photo and will then ask you put your face covering back on before you walk back to the rest of the students. Dr. Manuel Figueroa, Chair of the Integrative STEM Education Department, and Dr. Chris Wagner, Chair of the Biomedical Engineering Department, will serve as our name readers. Will the candidates from the School of Engineering for the Masters of Education in Integrative STEM please stand and follow your field marshal to approach the stage?
Daniel Brian McGovern.
Will the candidates from the School of Engineering for the Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Science in Engineering Science, Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering, and Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering degrees, please stand and follow your field marshal to approach the stage.
Malcolm Bryson. Jeff Bartner. Ryan Mosher. Christopher Sloop. Chris Henry. Kristen Monofo. Samuel Klump. Matthew Kilcher. John Bezold. Jack Ross. Michael Shore. Jason Condos. Dean Austin. Peter Stahl. Colin O'Hara. Olivia Killy and Keel. Olivia Wilkins. Brian Rennie. Charles A. Turi. Alyssa Buccino. Ryan Vigna. Luke Aboff. Henry Saye. Matthew Wonder. Julian De La Cruz. Jonathan Ortega. Christian Gavelchin. Michael Brown. Nina Formisano. Luis Mendoza. Carrie Reese.
Jacobs Hayes. Jason Varley. John Otters. Matthew Carpentieri. Daryl Kreider. Kush Patel. Joseph Bruno. Christian DeSanctis. Joel Rivera. Olivia Danzy.
Go, Olivia. Bye-bye.
Marissa Dolch.
It's good to see you.
Joseph Girardi. Michael Richvalski. Paul Broadhead. Brian Marino. Anna Cruz. Vanessa Esposito. Rodrigo Sanchez Hernandez. Cassandra Chiklis. Adam Verone. Jillian LaRocca. Benjamin Hezroni. Andrew Gay. Gianna Di Palermo.
Samantha Mastriano. Brandon Hall.
Hey, how you doing? Good.
Kyle Detch. Hussein Kajanchi. Sarah Goldstein.
Please join me for congratulating our graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the singing of the Alma Mater, led by our members of the class of 2020, Monica Alvarado, Angelina Francis, and Maura McFadden, accompanied by TCNJ's Wind Ensemble. Before we conclude our commencement exercises for the class of 2020, there is one last thanks to give. Graduates, this is your achievement, but it very likely came with a continuous support from those closest to you. Will all the family members, friends, and loved ones who are here today to celebrate with a graduate, please wave if you are able. Graduates, whether your loved ones are here today or not, turn and give those standing in Lions Stadium and those watching on our live stream from home a much-deserved round of thanks and appreciation. Before we begin our recessional, I ask all graduates and guests to help us prepare for our next ceremony by not leaving programs or water bottles at your seats. Graduates, please follow the instructions of our field marshals to recess from the stadium. Guests, please follow the instructions of our staff members to exit the stadium using the gates to your right as swiftly as possible. I now close the 2020 commencement academic ceremony of the College of New Jersey by asking for one more last round of applause for our graduates.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Hat's got to fly.